are y'all doing tonight? We're so happy you came to see us tonight. I'm Connie Merlot, and these are my precious moments.
So it was Connie and the Precious Moments, which I think is an adorable name. I mean, that's an adorable name.
Heavenly bound, heaven is a sinner, she's a juvenile scam. Never been a winner, tasty as a wild dog. She's got the love. 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 What in the world could make this brown-eyed girl turn blue? Everything I ever do, I do for you. And I go, she's got the love.
Magical from the first note. This show just lifted me.
I saw the Precious Moments play, and they just inspired me with their musicality and their message.
I love Precious Moments. I like the one lady that used to be a hooker.
I, of course, am Connie. This right here, this musical genius, is Renee. And that's Joyce.
Joyce? I mean, God bless her. God bless her. I love Joyce.
I'm Joyce. I make up part of the Precious Moment.
We all met at Skycomish Community College where we're all taking a Music 101 course together.
So I go to the show, and it's Precious Moments. It's the first time I'd ever seen them. And it was a lady by the name of Connie Merlot.
I met Connie. I was doing the karaoke circuit, you know, Friday through Sunday, karaoke circuit in Kirkland. And all of a sudden she gets up and she sings. Wow, would you look at her? Get a load of this one.
I met Connie in 1983 when we were both working at the Chicken Ranch. Layman's terms, a whorehouse.
I'm not ashamed, it's legal, and you know, it's the oldest profession in the world.
And Connie really opened my eyes to sort of my erotic self.
I recently lost a friend of mine, a co-worker of mine down at the Chicken Ranch. Girls working there, JJ. Her body was found rolled up in a rug. Poor girl, but you know, it's a real dangerous life to live. So, oh JJ. Let's talk about JJ, I miss you, honey. I'd give anything to hear how you're gonna change. Since you went away, every life I take, every move I make, I am missing you. What a life to take, what a bond to break, I am missing you.
What do I bring to the band? I bring a lot of harmonies. And a lot of new sounds. For example,
I think Joyce could play anything as an instrument.
She's had a rain stick in her hands, and she was like in diapers.
the rhythm section, obviously.
I'm a music guy, so I pay a little bit more attention to a lot of this stuff than I think like the average fan.
We have our fingers on the pulse of what's going on, and
feel like I can probably appreciate it on several levels, and levels that other people might not really be getting. The short one has great rhythm.
I'm sure y'all know enough about Joyce now, but what you don't know about is Renee's story.
Well, for one thing, I thought Renee was very handsome, very sort of, you know, had a bit of mystery about him, you know what I mean? Like
Renee's just, you know, fascinating individual.
You know, with that accent and everything. Oh my God.
Why would this musical genius be in a musical 101 course at Skycomish Community College. Well, I'll tell you. I enrolled in Music 101 because obviously I'm a gifted chanteuse. And Renee, he was an assistant professor in the course, and but you know what? Renee didn't even grow up in this great country.
Renee seemed like a pretty interesting guy. He didn't really talk much, and he had an accent. I don't know where he was from, though. I don't think he ever told me.
Renee grew up in a very small, war-torn, third block Eastern nation country known as Vajistad.
It's in Europe. A lot of people don't know this, but it's kind of right in between Poland and Romania.
So tiny you can't even see it on the map.
Right. Maybe you can't. Can you zoom in? There's a spot right there. That's it right there. It's close to Krakow.
I was just blown away by Renee's genius. It sounded like he told me that he had built the Softronics machine out of a toaster or a bunch of toasters.
They were something. They were really something.
Something that the world had never heard before.
Now, folks, you might be asking yourself, I haven't quite heard. You might be asking yourself, I've never quite heard music like this before. What is it? Well, you know what? There's never been music like this before. We've created our own genre. Renee and I together, and well, Joyce. This genre is known as Softronics. Yes.
It's kind of a new form of music.
I mean, I'm like an electronics guy. I'm really into electronics. So the way that guy makes the music for it is really fascinating to me.
One of the things that it brought into our culture is smooth jazz music. A lot of people realize that.
It's like jazz.
I mean, a lot of people want to call it electronic music, but it's not electronic music. It's softronic music.
It's electronica, but it's soft and smooth jazzy. It's electronica for the rest of us. Listen to the Softronics. Listen to
Well, poetry also plays a huge part in the success of the Precious Moments. This show could have been called Don't Look Back, just like that rock documentary, Don't Look Back. Was that Bob Dylan? Just like Bob Dylan and Connie and Bob Dylan both having kinky hair and writing poetry, that could have been the success of the band.
Is it okay if I read a poem? Can I read a poem? This one's called Only You. These are Connie's. This is Connie's work. Here on this unearthly ground, I find myself moping around. Shadows of your mysterious face. You rip my heart out and stare at its roots. In lost love's pool of blood, I find myself in 6 feet of mud.
Shimmer, you glimmer, you dazzle in the sun.
Tragedy's unspoken truth makes me feel like I'm in a joker's booth.
I think maybe it's time to read another poem. You know, I'm just gonna break out the big guns and read Crystal Unicorn. Now, as a side note, as a form of art therapy, I agreed to allow Joyce to illustrate my volume of poems and affirmations. Joyce missed all of her deadlines, and she sent off her illustrations to the publisher before I even had an opportunity to see them. And the results were mixed at best.
Why didn't I make the deadlines? It's hard to find a babysitter with 6 fathers, 6 kids.
So Joyce, she drew a picture of Xena Warrior Princess astride a living unicorn. And there is nothing in this poem, or this book for that matter, about Xena.
Only you can aid my plight. Only you can bring the light. Only you can end the night. I don't know if Connie's appreciated the way she should be.
Connie had a friend named Joyce, I guess that she had met at community college, who was helping out with backup vocals, and really, I think, you know, kind of stole the show away from Connie.
I guess this is a one-sided critique, or whatever you want to call it, of the Precious Moment. Of course, Connie in all her majesty, who could leave her unrecognized? Joyce is the one that I knew the best. Joyce just she implanted this wellspring, this visceral wellspring of inspiration.
Are there jealousies? You mean, are people, of course, there's so many people that thought they could be me, wanted to replace me.
I'm not jealous of Joyce, you know. It's just the way the cookie crumbled that way, and that is how I have to. That's how the cookie crumbled.
Oh, was Connie jealous? Well.
Joyce was.
Joyce is a very nice lady. I know Joyce from around. You know, she's a nice lady. But I have to tell you, I was under the impression, because Connie and I had such a, you know, just a moment on that stage together when we were singing that Heart song on the karaoke sort of circuits. I was sort of under the impression that when and if Connie, you know, really set out and to do her dreams, which was this band, that maybe she would call me up on the telephone and say, you know, Judy, I'm doing this band, and I think that it'd be really nice if you would sing harmony, which that's what I thought.
I could have been Joyce. Like, I could be where Joyce is.
No, not with all I bring to the band. Well, sure, she got frustrated with me missing so many practices.
Over the years that we've been trying to rehearse and put this band together, I can't tell you how many practices Joyce has missed. Because
especially for that song, Get the Party Started. Party!
I sensed there was some jealousy at the show, or something like that. I mean, Connie kept stopping the show because of stuff Joyce did.
Joyce, this is inexcusable. I told you this would happen. Well, folks, I just feel like a donkey's behind because of that, but I'm sure this evening can be rescued. Well, after that pumped-up party number, we were going to take things down a notch, but it seems Joyce has already done that for us, so...
There was that threat, or, you know, I think she was really frustrated when the Softronics were broken, that it would be me carrying the band's sounds, which I could have. I played many instruments.
And without any further ado...
Everyone here at Sub Pop was really excited about Precious Moment. We really liked their sound, what they were doing. It seemed totally fresh and new. And we were very eager to work with them. Until the Softronics broke.
Softronics is broken.
It was just virtually impossible.
Rene was crushed. You could see it in his eyes. He said, "You're like, oh no, they've destroyed the Softronics."
Using the Softronics. Using the Sub Pop contract.
And yeah, after that they had to do the set acoustic.
We can play this song unplugged.
They just went unplugged.
Think we can do it? Yeah, of course we can. The attention, trying to keep up with you, and I don't know if I can do it.
Frankly, I think they could have been the next Nirvana.
Oh, we were all very upset when the Softronics was broken. But that didn't break up the band. See, I had placed an ad. Once the Softronics was fixed, we were going to have a big show. So I thought I'd advertise.
Precious Moments, a friend of mine saw the ad in the paper and thought it was some kind of sex show because it was in the back pages of The Stranger with, you know, with all the transvestites and stuff. So we thought, like, that's totally up our alley.
This woman came in on deadline day. We were swamped with all of her kids.
How many kids?
None of them looked alike. But so she places an ad for her band, I guess, in the paper, but she put it in the wrong section, in the escort section.
I figured it was closer to the horoscopes being in the back.
The show was so amazing that afterwards I picked one up for myself. I still actually have it. Is it okay if I show this? Yeah. So here it is. You can see right there Connie Merlot and the Precious Moments. It was a precious moment for me.
People did see the ad, for sure they did. It's hard to say if that cop was there looking for a precious moment or looking to, you know, deport a foreigner. You know, it was not my fault because I placed the ad. I say it's Connie's fault.
And in the summer of 1997, y'all might remember there was the bloody revolution of Vagistad. And Vagistad bled for weeks and months. And Renee knew he had to get out and better himself.
Don't want no Vagistads over here.
And he scurried across the border, and then he ran, swam, and jumped freight trains all the way to the United States of America so he could be here and live in the best country in the world with all of us.
What are we doing now? Well, Renee's taking his citizenship classes, Music 101. I'm still going to Music 101, still learning. Still so many instruments to learn. We have a new teacher, Julian.
Hi. I used to love music. Now I dread every day.
Julian does get a little upset with me.
I have never met anyone as talentless, as pointless, as witless as Joyce. She single-handedly has set music back many centuries.
I can't give up on music, being this good at it. I'm constantly reinventing myself, having new kids, recreating new sounds, Rejoice. I'm very excited for the Rejoice tour. I think a lot of people are excited for the Rejoice tour.
The Rejoice tour, I don't know. I don't know if she's got kids.
Oh, no. My sister Janice, so she's going to be babysitting while I'm on the Rejoice tour. But I really brought that band back together with that song, No Thank You. And No Thank You has been doing very well on the charts. It's on iTunes. And our book, Sunsets and Stallions, my illustrations, it's on Amazon Kindle. Thank you very much. I mean, no thank you.
No, thank you.
This song is about and for Joyce.
No, thank you. No.
The anthem about empowerment and not letting that man, or maybe even woman in your life, dominate you and ruin your life. No, thank you. You're not gonna hurt me anymore. No, thank you. No, thank you. Just pack up your bags and hit the door. Here's your eviction notice.